What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, where I am, of course, living my dream trading. And what a difference a day makes. Today was probably one of the most solid days that I have had trading in a long time. It was a little fidgety, but overall, I think it was a solid green day. So let's go ahead. Let's bring up TraderVue real quick so we could jump right into it. We are reviewing trades for Tuesday, August 11th. Getting this one out of the way fairly early. Took 4 trades today. All 4 of those trades were green. Closed P&L on the morning, 124.73. That is 5R based on our risk level. Risking $25 per trade. That is 5R. First trade out the blocks this morning, AMGN. We can click these real quick and take a peek at them. We will review these on the video this morning as well, just so that we can kind of see them. Here, neither one of these charts are really going to show anything. We'll have to look at that one on the 1 minute when we get to the video. This one, we did not move the stop. We just let this thing come right on up, tag our target, or I shouldn't say our stop. We didn't move our target. We let this thing come right on up, tag the target, we out of the trade. That was the first one. So started the morning off good. Next trade we took was leg, LEG. This was a short. Took this off of this little 3-bar play is where we had the order entered in at. Actually, could have got in off of this nice little sell setup. But I had this order in the system fairly early, and then it just finally triggered. This one, we were up 40 bucks on this thing. Never went against us, and that was a good exit. That was a good exit. We would have stopped out of this thing full. So that's the dilemma. That's the dilemma when it comes to trade management. It's like, do you just sit there and let your stop be rigid and not move it? Or do you kind of look at the trade and see what it is actually doing and manage it based on the trade? Because if you remember, I said I wanted to do 2R all or nothing. That was a good entry. It just actually, nope, I'm not going to say that. I think if we would have got in off of the sell setup, it would have been a good entry. But next one, Qualcomm. This one did hit target. Let's see what it looks like. Getting in off of this little sell setup right here. You can call it a sell setup. You can call that a flag almost. But got in right there. Stop, gave it all kinds of room up on the top side. Left money on this thing, but we made target. Let's take a peek at it. It was up 56 bucks. It did go against us, $18. So it gave us a little scare. This one here, I was somewhat managing out 2-minute bar by bar. I moved my stop to this bar before it closed. Came up, tagged me, kept going. Had I managed this truly bar by bar, I would have been in all the way to right here. And I probably would have made about 3R on that trade. Maybe a little bit more than 3R. And then our final trade. This probably was maybe not the best trade out of all of them. Actually, nope, can't say that either. I just looked at the 10-minute. This actually was not a bad trade. 5-minute, not really showing nothing. 2-minute is not really showing nothing. Let's come over here and peek at the 10-minute. Nice 3-bar play right there. I'm not sure what this thing is continuing to do. I don't have ThinkorSwim pulled up right now, but this possibly was going to hit target. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Up, hadn't even calculated it yet, so can't really see what we were up when this was down there, because this thing went down and then it came back up. Let's take a look at it. Looked like it probably was up 1R or maybe close to 1R. So let's go ahead. Let's get the video pulled up. We'll get reviewing this on the video, and then we'll go ahead and get up out of here. Let's go to trades. That makes it easy. Let's clear that out. And let's get this thing rocking and rolling. We're getting our first trade 2 minutes into the market. Some people will be like, man, ain't that kind of quick to be getting in there? This thing right here, I didn't plan on taking any trades on this. I'm gonna pause it real quick. I didn't plan on taking any trades on this, but look at this thing. This thing broke out crazy this morning at 7 o'clock, $25 up to $50. And it gave you areas to get in the trade, just looking at the 5. So I'm sure that the 2 probably would have gave you some areas. Nice 3-bar play on the 5 minute. Popped. Didn't plan on trading it, but I was watching it to see what it was going to do. It failed horribly. So we got a few minutes before we get into to our first trade. So I'm gonna just let this thing just work on out. I didn't really know what to expect this morning based on the gap scanner. I didn't really have much confidence in anything, but that's the thing. Once that market opens, it's all about looking for ideas. So here on AMGN, remember I said you didn't see anything on the 2, the 5, or the 10. But on the 1 minute, I liked this engulfing candle. Only real area is there's no volume in that green candle. But come over and look at the 2 minute and look how much volume is on this bottoming tail. And I didn't want to wait to see if a 2 minute 3-bar play was going to come in. So I took this off of a 1 minute high, putting the low or putting the stop. Stop should have been down a little bit more. So stop should have been right there. But look at how this thing came up. I have this area marked on the chart. I have missed a lot of trades in the past waiting on a 3-bar play to form on the 2 minute chart when the 1 minute chart was showing good strength. So took that one based on that. Now you do see me moving the stop up to break even. The reason that I did that was because I wasn't sure how this area was going to hold. That is why I did it. So once it broke it, I was like, okay, we're good. But I wasn't sure if it was going to come up to this and just reject it. So I was like, I don't want to take the chance on this thing just flushing back down. Especially, like I said, when you look at the volume that was in this red candle compared to what's in those candles there, didn't have much volume. But we're in that trade now. Brackets are set. So it's on to looking for more ideas. It is on to looking for more ideas. The airlines, all of the airlines were at the top of the gap list this morning. All of them was gapping up. Look at them how they gapped up over previous high of day and then just failed horribly. It's like everybody that got in on this ride up saw some sell pressure coming in and was like, I need to get out of this thing. So if you was buying right here, you just done. You trying to get out. And then these people here trying to get out so that they could lock a little profit in. And it just caused this thing to just tank on out. Let's see. Next trade is not till 9:39. So we'll kind of scroll this up. Just coming back watching. Look how it held that area. That's what I wanted to see. Now I'm like, I'm good. I'm not going to mess with my stop. Look at that thing is just chopping up the ladder. I was like, nope, I'm going to be patient. Boom. Quick jump up, hits target. And then it kind of rolls back over. Kind of rolls back over. But here we are looking at leg. Leg is going to be our next trade, but we still have 4 minutes. But this just shows you the preparation. So 4 minutes out, I'm looking at this trade to take it. I need to look at the share size though, because for some reason it seemed like I might have been under share size. Let's look at it. So it's at a 30-cent stop. 167 shares for a $50 risk. So about 83, 85 shares. So that's right. We actually shared up a little bit more than we should have been. So that's a good good share size. But see how I could put my order in? Now, one thing is I did give that a little more room than I needed to. If you can see it, look where the line is for the stop and look at where the top of that top and tail is at. So I gave this a little bit more room. That makes the risk to reward a little bit not in my favor. But notice how I could put this order in the system and go on about my business now. Everything looks good once it's no real room from the pre-market that it has to fight with. It just needs to break low of day and we're good. We got the entries sitting right at it. So soon as it breaks 30.83, we triggered and we are in the order. So let's go ahead, scroll that on up. Like I said, we get in that one at 9:39. And then we're going to do the same thing at QCOM. We get into QCOM basically 35 seconds after leg triggers. Same thing. Pause this one real quick. This one, not really as clean a trade. If you look at the 1 minute, it's kind of consolidating over here. If it's going to consolidate, you want to see top and tails on these green candles. And then you don't really want to see no bottom tails because that's buying pressure still built up in there. But if you come over to the 2 minute, 2 minutes, you are seeing those top and tails. And then, of course, you got that area right there that's going to give you a little concern. So what time is it? I'm going to scroll this on up a little bit. But you see we got that order. And now if the next candle breaks that stop, then the trade becomes invalid. So now just kind of scrolling through the previous high of day scanner. It really didn't give too many good ideas today. And now you see we are triggered. We are triggered into leg. That the sell setup probably was the better entry because you're going to get the same stop, just going to be tighter. And that would have hit target, I'm sure. Yeah, just looking at it, it's already in a hit target on that candle right there. But we'll keep scrolling. It starts working. And now we see we're triggered into Qualcomm. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I don't know about this one. I don't know. And it's just continuing. And you see me playing with this thing. Because I'm like, do I want to get out of this break even? And then I made the comment to Evan. I was like, this reminds me of a trade that I was in a couple of days ago, or maybe had to have been last week that I was in, that kind of consolidated over. I got out of the trade and then it just tanked out, which is exactly what this thing did. But once it started moving, and then you see I got my stop, I put it just on the top side of that pivot. Let me go back real quick. Just on the top side of this pivot. So I would have a line drop right there. Thought being, if it breaks that pivot, it could be possibly going back higher. So, like I said, I reduced my risk so that I can go 2-1, but I still have to be looking at that chart to make sure. This was TSM. This is our last trade that we take, by the way. And look at this nice 3-bar play forming on the 10-minute chart. So again, it don't even look like that thing is going to even trigger. It actually looks like it's going to keep going that way. But why not go ahead and put that order in the system? Again, if this candle breaks where the stop is going to be, you just cancel the order. But if this thing continues to work, then you let it work. You let that bad boy do what it's going to do. Let it do what it is going to do. And that's what we do. We put an order in the system. So let's keep scrolling it on up. Just kind of watching it. Now we see QCOM has made its move, but look at how it's fighting right there at that area. Go back. So here I'm just showing the thumbnail watch list. So that's what when I'm looking to the right, this is what I'm looking at. And right now, don't really see anything on none of these. One other thing that I am learning though, as I continue this path of learning to trade, is to, based on what this looks like, in my mind, visualize what the 5 and the 10 minute is going to look like. So like this candle right here, these three, I would visualize this as like maybe a top and tail, or a bottom and tail, I'm saying, because it's going to go up, the buyers are going to get pushed back down, and then the buyers will step back up. So it's going to leave a tail. So just kind of trying to visualize so that even though I'm looking at this on the 2 minute, I can say, okay, on the 1 minute, this is what it should look like. Or on the 5 minute, this is what it should look like. And if I think, okay, it's not showing much on the 2, it might be giving me a 3-bar play on the 5 minute. So that's kind of what I am learning to do in this thing called trading. But look how close we came to getting stopped out in that trade. Look at that. Did you see that? That thing came right up, almost tapped us. That's how close you can go from making $5 to actually hitting your target. And then I'm going to show you this thing just, so you see I move my target down. I moved the target down to 3R. That's where that's sitting at. And then I said I'm going to move my, on the next candle that will let me put my stop at 1R, I'm going to go ahead and lock 1R in. So you see me locking 1R in. Again, I'm doing that before that candle closed. I didn't really need to do that because this thing could have came back up, smacked me, and then candle closes, and then it keeps going. So if I'm going to manage 2 minute bar by bar, I need to let that bar close. So you see, we never did put that order in for TSM. Like I said, I could have did this a long time ago and then just watch it and see if it's either going to go invalid or it's going to trigger. So I got it in now. We're good. It's nice, clean looking 3-bar play. Let's back it up though. So 3-bar play is good, but let's look at the 5. I kind of got in this right here off of this sale setup on the 5. I kind of got in, same stop. So the stop's going to be in the same spot, but now my risk to reward is better. This is almost up 1R already. And down to here is probably 2R. So that's kind of looking at it on the different time frames, can actually get a better risk to reward off of that one. So here's QCOM, still grinding. Like I said, the plan was to manage this out 2-minute bar by bar. That one, have it inside a little bit of the previous candle, which I shouldn't do. Again, 2-minute bar by bar. Stop should be on the top of that green candle. All right, so this candle finished. Stop should be on top of that red candle. I think this is where I'm gonna get tagged. Yep, because you see, I put the stop at target, and that was the reason. Let me pause it. I got the stop at target, so I'm like, if this thing comes back up and smacks me, no harm, no foul. I've made what I wanted out of the trade. But technically, I left probably at least 1R on the table. So it comes back up, smacks me. No harm, no foul. Still a good trade. But watch what it does. Let's see if I keep it. All right, I take it off of there. And now you see we are triggered into this 3-bar play. Again, if I would have got in this thing off of the 5-minute sell setup right there, I'm already hitting target. This thing is already at target. So could have took that based on that right there. And then I think that's it. I don't think I really saw nothing else that piqued my interest. And see, this thing is making a good move. That's the one thing. That's the one thing about these 10-minute 3-bar plays. These are like, this is probably maybe a 30 minutes to an hour for this thing to actually play out. Just because of the large stop that you have to give it. The risk to reward, it's not as tight as like this 5. Again, had I took this off of the 5-minute sell setup, I'm already hitting target. And instead of being up 5R today, now we're going to be up like 7R. So lessons to learn. Lessons to learn. And that's what this thing is all about right there. Is trying to learn each day when we do these recaps and when you when you recap your trades. Even coming up here looking at the looking at the 5 on the pre-market. This thing gave a nice little breakout to the downside. Could have had an order. Actually, it went a little early though, so I can't really say that. Would have wanted to see this to kind of consolidate. Would have wanted to see this candle over here as the market opened. Entry, you can put your stop here or give it extra room. And this thing did exactly what the chart is saying that it would have done. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We're going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Thank you for checking me out. If you haven't already done so, definitely would appreciate a like. If that is not asking too much, we're getting some decent views over here. But if we can get 25%, if we can get 10 views and get 2 likes for every 10, guess that's 20%. You can't get a 2.5. So if we can get 20% for every 10 views, if we can get a like, that would be great. If you haven't already subscribed, please think about it. Please think about it. Like I said, I do these reviews every day. Try to get them out every day. Also, try to get out some different little content. Over the weekend, I did do a video showing how to add the previous high of day, previous low of day lines to your chart. And then before that, how to make a scanner that will tell you when stocks break either the previous high day or they break the previous low of day. Key areas, and the market respects them. So if you haven't checked that video out, please do so. Let's go ahead, continue the conversation in the comment section, and I am going to wrap this one up. About to go grab me some ramen, I believe, for lunch today. So we'll be back at it again tomorrow. On that note, peace.